There's also some great literature out there. I found there's some great reads. The tomes, the heavy tomes, well, it's great if somebody reads them. It's nice if they pithily summarise, isn't it?
What's the top 3 books then, Ray? Go on.
Top 3 books. I did find...
Obviously, Ray Steady Growth.
It's got to be.
So after that, top 3.
I think Hybels' Leadership Axioms was great because it had those... You don't have to take it all. There's wisdom that you can... That's great insight. It's pithy. It was easy to get hold of these. Like, yeah, that's right. Don't beat the sheep was one of his. Like, don't beat the sheep. However frustrated you feel with the church, don't beat the sheep. They're not your sheep. They're Jesus' sheep. They've been bought at a great price. Love the sheep. Care for the sheep. However frustrating the sheep will be. Pithy little saying, page and a half. That's all it is. But what a great... Another one of his is speed of the leader, speed of the team. You know, if you can't say, follow me and lead by example, you're out the game. And I was like, that's quite sobering because we're good up front telling people, but leading them, following it. That was a really seminal book for me. Great read. Others, Michael, any other books? I mean, Patrick Lencioni helped me a great deal. Yeah. I had his 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And I realised that I'd led the church. We had at times quite difficult church members meetings when I first took on. People would say things that were unkind and nasty even, just being truthful. And I sort of like, if we can't say what's helpful for building others up, please don't bring it to a members meeting. You know, we used to joke that AOB was any other bombs. You could see people on the back row kind of pull the pin out, like, oh, this grenade's going to be launched. Oh no. So like none of that. But I brought that into my leadership team. Guys, don't say things that are unkind, upset one another. Whereas Patrick, he said the first dysfunction is you stop being candid. And I had to learn, like, okay, I run my inner leadership team. We've got to be candid and love one another. Because if we can't be candid, we won't build confidence. If we're not confident, we stop being accountable. So Patrick Lencioni's 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, that was a great read. Yeah. And I think recently, there's a great book just come out last year, 5 Voices. Learning that other people's dominant voice may not be yours. So they may be a creative, or they may be a guardian voice. Who's like, we shouldn't do this, it's a bit dangerous, it's got unintended consequences. My voice is a sort of pioneer nurturer voice. And that was like, that is so helpful. Teaching other staff members that when a pioneer meets a nurturer, the pioneer's like, man up, what's wrong with you? And the nurturer says, I don't care how much you know till I know how much you care. And these voices like clash. And the nurturer says, I don't want to follow this guy's leadership. He's going to wreck the church. And the pioneer goes, why are these people so disobedient to my leadership? 3 books, 2 of them have only come out the last 10 years. And I think, young guys, get your heads around some of this. This is distilled wisdom. Fantastic. So there'll be 3. Hybels' Axiom, Patrick Lencioni's 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, and the book on 5 Voices has been great. 3 great reads that I've benefited enormously from.
Craig Hamilton's book, Wisdom and Leadership, I think that's a fairly recent book.
Yes.
But I think that's going to prove to be a very significant book, simply because, I think as you say with Hybels, he has very short chapters once he gets into it. You get the point.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend ages reading the big tome. You get the point, and you can take that away. I think that's a very crucial one. And I think, from what you said, I don't know what your experience is, but I always felt I had to read certified Christians for leadership begin with, because I thought if I go outside of these particular sort of people, I'm not honoring the Lord. But I've actually come to realize that it's far wiser to read more eclectically.
Yes.
And there you have to discern and filter all that you read. Of course you do. But there's wisdom, such as the 5 Voices, or within that sense, that I myself can gain from and then use. I read that 5 Voices, and the one thing I learned is who my nemesis is. And it's really affected now that I listen to what they say totally differently. Yes. So I don't see it as a threat against me, and I respond defensively. But I've really learned to think that actually I need that voice. Yes. I need to listen to that. Yeah. And with that, I need to learn how to work with it. So I think constantly reading, not being ashamed. I think also as well, I don't know about you, but there are so many books out there that it's taken me a while to learn. I need to go ask people what are the right books to read.
The most
so I think,
books,
as you say, as Paul's saying, what are 3 books? I want to go to somebody who's read a lot and say, you tell me what are the good books. Otherwise, you just spend a lot of time reading rubbish.
No, that's right. Yeah, I remember reading a big book on leadership that everybody was raving about a few years ago. And it probably had 3 or 4 pages out of like 300 or 400 that was really helpful. And even then, the wisdom has come in and saying, well, I think that view needs modifying. And I spent quite a lot of time putting that into practice, looking back, thinking, perhaps that wasn't so wise after all. But that's the learning curve.